Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so sorry I've been gone for so long. However, I'm back and let's get into this beautiful makeup look. I'm first going in with my Weleda Skin Food Moisturizer to make sure I get it into the skin. I love this moisturizer. It just glows and helps you glow from inside out. It is beautiful. Next, I'm spraying the face with my vitamin E face spray. You have to be very careful because I ended up spraying her a little too much. Next, I brush my brows into place and then I go in with my concealer in Born This Way in the shade Chestnut, and I start concealing from the middle downwards. While I'm concealing, I like to brush the concealer down towards the eyeshadow. This helps me prep the eyeshadow base.
Turn me inside out, make my heart speak. Need no one else, you're all I need. Personality, everything you do, it's me love, everything about you. Your smile, your style, so fly, I can't deny. I got a crush on you, that's truly, I'm digging you, you make me believe.
I'm now blending the concealer all over the eyes to make sure there are no creases, and then I set it with my One Size powder in the shade Sweet Honey. Any powder works. I love using bronzer, so I'm now going in with my HMB bronzer in the shade Dark Tan and working that all over the eyes nice and smooth. Once that is done, I use my one size powder again and I set all her oily areas to make sure the skin does not get oily throughout the day. Onto my favorite part. We're going now in with the concealer. I'm using the concealer Born This Way in the shade Butterscotch. I'm placing this all over the place I want to conceal. I usually like to conceal underneath the eyes, on the lip. I find that for bright under eye, we need to make sure we conceal in the middle of the face. Foundation time. I'm using a Nars soft matte foundation in the shade Creases. I'm placing that all over the face using a flat brush and then I'm going to blend it all together. An important tip when blending your foundation is to blend the concealer with your foundation as you're doing it at the same time. That way the edges aren't so sharp and it blends seamlessly. Next, I'm using my Made by Mitchell curve case in the shade Deep and I'm contouring her face. I usually like to contour the cheeks. I don't really put too much products on the foreheads. I'm using my Real Techniques concealer brush. I then blend in the concealer, making sure to leave it to set for about a minute or two. That's why I went over to the contour and came back to the concealer. We love a bright under eye over here, so I went back in with a brighter shade, about 3 shades brighter, 4 shades lighter than her. As you can see, I'm working my way between the foundation brush and the concealer brush to make sure it blends seamlessly. You don't want any harsh lines. Before I go in with my setting powder, I make sure to check everywhere is nice and smooth. Then I ask my client to look up and set the under eye to make sure there are no creases whatsoever. I'm using a one size powder in Sweet Honey. You can tell I love this powder so much. This powder is goated. I love it. I like to press my powder into the skin to leave it to bake for a bit, and then I go in with a lighter shade after. What happens when you set the concealer is that sometimes it removes and cancels out the contour and the blush that we place. So I'm now going back in and just enhancing that contour and blush. So the blush I'm using is the Nars shade Orgasm and Exhibit A, and the contour I'm using is my H&B bronzer in the shade Dark Tan. I get my client to smile so I can put the blush on the apple of her cheeks. Blending is the key of this makeup tutorial. So whatever you do, you want to go back in and blend it again. Like, can you see this blend? Can you see this blend? This looks gorgeous. I am loving this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Next, I'm going back in with the same bronzer I used on the lids. I'm putting that underneath the eyes to give a more smoky look. Next, I'm working the setting powder right into the skin. I sometimes dust it off, sometimes I blend it in. It just depends how I'm feeling. I feel like it works the same. Because we're aiming for bright under eye, I then go in with a lighter shade of powder, which is the one size powder in the shade Translucent. I literally just put it so close to her inner corners as opposed to spreading it everywhere like the previous one. I then go back in with a lighter shade of bronzer to contour her nose, but it's best to go a bit lighter for the nose so it's not so harsh. I'm now going in with my Doll Beauty liner in the shade Killing It. Any brown liner works, any brown liner will work as long as it's darker than your client. And then move on to the under eye and carefully dust off the setting powder that was underneath the eyes. We don't want it for too long. This is just a brightening powder. We don't want to leave it for too long or it can become very ashy.
This ring here represents my heart, but there's just one thing I need.
As some of you may know, I'm also a hairstylist as well, so this install was installed by me, it was dyed by me, the hair was provided by me, multi-talented, so yeah, I literally did everything from the hair to the makeup to the curls to the dye, everything. So book me for any upcoming events you have. Next I'm going in with the ink blot liner underneath the eyes using a lip spoolie. This way is nice and clean and not contaminated. And set my face using this setting spray. I actually got this from TikTok. I forgot the name of it, but I'm going to put it in the description box below. Next I'm going in with my lips. I'm using the Sephora lip stain in the shade, I have no idea. And then I'm going to go over it with some clear gloss to blend everything out.
Where'd you go? Oh, you know how I've been living without you. Daydreaming on a cloud with you like horizon. With you tonight is on an island. Yeah. It's about time we're making up. Found you wasn't with me waking up. Now you feel seductive, miss your touch. I needed to distance myself from you. Oh, just to know you want you. So come close, I want you. Can I tell you something for what it's worth? We can have it, place on nothing. Take you there, take you. Show you something, give you more than words. We can have it, place on nothing. Take you there, take you there. Take you there. Won't you?
So cute. So next, when I'm highlighting the face, I like to mix my highlighter with my blush. That way the blush doesn't go as I'm putting the highlight on top. Put the blush on the nose, the brows, the apple of the cheeks, and make sure to blend everywhere nice and simple. That is it for the makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this look because I definitely did. I love this look. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and if you have any questions, leave it in the comment below. I will respond. Bye.